So, do you believe people actually buy emotionally or logically?
It's a combination of both. You sell emotionally and then you close logically. Most of us sell really well, but to get the person to take action, we freeze.
So, you can actually sell without closing?
No, closing is where you get rewarded. That's
Okay.
where we both get rewarded.
What's one uncomfortable truth salespeople must confront if they must rise?
They have to get better at communication, back to listening. Nobody gets better at anything without training. During hardships, you invested in yourself to get better. That's how it works.
Okay.
So you have to understand biopsychology. Listen, people will tell you how to sell them.
How do we deal with rejection, the no's in sales?
Rejection is never going away. Rejection is like gravity, right? It's here forever.
Some learn sales in classrooms. Paul Ngalame learns it in the real world. 28 years on the front lines. $1 million deals. From Grant Cardone's 10X HQ in Miami to Dubai. He's trained companies earning $1 million to $350 million. Now his mission? To impact 1,000 companies across the GCC and Africa.
What's your idea of persuasion and manipulation, and when do we draw those lines?
You should never even think of manipulation. Remove the word persuasion and insert the word influence. People will kill to preserve their autonomy. Persuasion means I'm trying to make you do something that you're not fully sold in it.
Welcome to the show, Paul. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man.
How's the year been?
It's been a year of discovery.
Okay.
You know, been here 12 months. Yeah, 12 months now. And the adjusting to the UAE, to this region. I'd never been west of Germany my whole life. And for the first time I came over here, and yeah, it's been a great year. It's been a fantastic year, but it's been a year of discovery and learning.
Okay, talking about learning and adjusting, has the adjustment been for you?
Good. You know, to all intents and purposes, very good. In fact, I came in. I had like a 3-month shaky period where I really considered returning to the US, but I stayed.
Why did you stay?
Because I saw the opportunity here. I came here because I want to access the GCC and Africa. You know, my goal is to work with young people who are enterprising and have initiative like you.
Amazing.
All across the area and especially Africa. You know, so from America it was very difficult to make that connection, to make it seamless. But here it was easy because I'm 4 hours away from the East African coast. I'm 5-7 hours away from the West African coast, and so it's been very good. Lots of learning to do, but very good.
Okay. So, Paul, who are you and what is the mission that you run?
Yeah, so I am a sales guy.
Okay.
I close deals. It's really that simple. I mean, I teach people how to make money by teaching them that one skill that if you don't know, life will punish you. And that's how to sell and close, how to get people to agree with you, whether it's at home, in the office, or in front of clients. How do you get agreement? Because if you don't know how to do that, you'll always be ignored, you always not have enough money, and you always be left behind.
Is it actually hard?
It's not hard. It's simple. It's
How
not
simple
easy.
is it? How simple is it?
It's simple if you pay attention to it. If you commit, like with everything else, it starts with commitment. If you commit, you will get better at anything. You could literally go on YouTube and learn how to fly rockets to the moon. If you commit, you will fly a rocket to the moon. So getting to understand what makes other people hesitate, what makes them take action, what makes them add time to a decision, it's something that you cannot just see for one time and know it. You have to practice it and fail at it, and then recognize where you failed and do it again and again. The platforms I train on, like I spend thousands of dollars every year to access 2 platforms I train on every day. I've been through those platforms, 700 hours of content. I've been through them like 16 times.
Incredible.
Over and over and over. And every time I train, I see something new. every time. So those who want to make it have to be committed to get better. And if you do, you get better.
Amazing stuff. And let's quickly dive into it. When you think of selling,
Yeah.
what comes to your mind first?
I don't trust salespeople.
Why, actually?
I mean, not me.
I'm a salesman, so
I know. Look, selling to me is the best profession on earth.
okay.
Right? I said I don't trust salespeople because that's what everybody thinks. Everybody hears sales, and right away they have that image of this pushy, greedy person who might lie, exaggerate just to get the sale and get a commission. But honestly, man, sales is the best profession on earth. You know why? Everything that we deal with, everything happened after a sale. Everything.
Okay. Amazing.
Everything. This microphone, somebody sold it. This idea of you doing this podcast, you going and becoming a master in communications, you sold yourself on it. This table, somebody sold it. The technologies we played with, somebody sold it. Nothing comes to life without a sale happening. So in fact, sales is like the best thing. Doctors, lawyers, every medicine you take, somebody sold it.
So is it safe to say that every person is actually a salesperson?
Yeah. Sales is life.
Clock it. Sales is life. I like that.
Sales is life.
Okay.
Right now, there's going to be a lot of selling going on today.
All right.
From you'd either be sold or you will sell. You either buy into something or you will sell something.
So do you believe people actually buy emotionally or logically? What's your experience with this?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It's a combination of both, right?
How?
People buy or you sell emotionally, and then you close logically, right?
What's the difference, basically?
Let me ask you, what's the difference between selling and closing?
Wow. For me, selling is when I give someone what actually they need.
Okay.
That's what selling is for me.
Mm-hmm. And then closing.
And closing is practically getting everything wrapped up.
There you go. They take action. I can sell you on going to Kana, the restaurant downstairs.
Okay.
When I went to Kana, Ken, it was so good, the reception. But actually getting you to go to Kana, that's the close. Most of us sell really well, but to get the person to take action, we freeze.
So you can actually sell without closing?
No. Closing is where you get rewarded. Closing is what happens. You can sell. I can tell you this is a great podcast. Then for me to get you to come do the podcast, that's the closing.
Oh, okay.
That's where we both get rewarded, right? You pay and you get the experience of the podcast or whatever. Most of us sell every day. It's closing, which is the most important part. That's where you get an exchange.
So how do we close then?
That's
the big question.
Yes. That's the thing. That's where the experts separate themselves.
So can you paint a picture for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, closing is best done when you get your counterpart to buy instead of you trying to sell. How do you get somebody to buy? You just ask them questions. You express empathy. Selling, right, is all about understanding the other person's position. Not just what they're telling you, but the emotion behind what they're telling you. If somebody says, I want to think about it, it's because they're confused. They might even have pressure to make a decision, but they don't want to make the wrong decision. So responding by just saying, man, it seems like this thing is giving you a lot of confusion, connects quicker and makes them understand that you see them, right? If you and I will bond if I finish your sentences, right? You and I will bond if you tell me something and I tap into the emotion behind what you're telling me. Like when I got here, you were telling me, a few things, and I said, it seems like you took more chances this year, and you spoke a lot after that.
Yeah.
Right? That was
and we bonded.
Yes,
Cool.
Of course. And that's where sales happens. Sales doesn't happen because somebody has more information or knows more. We live in a world where there's an abundance of information. So sales happens when the other person feels like, man, Ken, Ken understands me. He
Yeah.
understands what I'm dealing with. And right away, I trust that he'll fix my problem.
You know, I met an investor sometime in 2022, and we had a very brief meeting, and he invited me to his residence. And after the whole talk and nice evening, he told me, Ken, I don't buy properties, I buy people.
Mm,
And at that time, it actually did not really make sense to me that
Yeah.
night. But along the way, I thought about it. I'm like, okay, why did he make such a statement? But I realized that apparently he looks at salespeople, he builds that connection, he
Mhm.
trusts them, then he buys.
Yeah. We all do. People are the ingredient of success, right? Even in companies, the people who run companies don't build the business. The leaders in companies build teams, and then teams build the business. It's all around people. Even in investments, you're raising money as a private equity firm, a hedge fund. It's not so much your edge in the marketplace. It's not so much your technology with trading. It's who is in the managerial staff. Do you trust them? Do you trust that these people have the integrity, the intelligence, and the enthusiasm to move? It's all people. The thing with sales is closing, because everybody has so many options. In Dubai, you have 200,000 real estate agents, for example. How do I know who's the right agent for me? The person who pays attention to not just what I want, but why I want it, and really questions as to what challenges I've had in trying to get it, and pays attention to it, listens. That's the guy who connects.
Talking about connection and trust, which is very pivotal to the success of any sale or any
Yeah.
transaction. The big question is, how do I get a client to trust me?
Yeah. It's a great question. Just lead with questions. Start asking them questions about why they're even looking at this. That's one way. Another way is to bring up every negative thing they're thinking about you. Right? If you let me ask you an example. If you meet a client who has expressed an interest in getting more information about a property in Dubai, and you call them, or they are referred to you, right?
Okay.
What are they thinking in their mind? What's the most negative thing they're thinking about you? Give me one.
For me, I just feel like the most negative thing would be he just want to close it fast and get the money.
Correct. He wants to make money. He doesn't really care about me.
Yeah.
What else could he possibly be thinking?
Probably because probably I'm thinking about my own interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He's selfish. He's only thinking about himself. He's just another salesperson,
Yeah.
and he just wants to make money. The way to bring trust quickly is to ask what's called in sales honest questions.
What are honest questions, actually?
Ken, I just met you. Thank you for calling me, Ken. Is now a bad time to talk? You say, no, let's talk. Good. Ken, I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to understand what you need. I'm going to give you options, and I'll see if I could work with you. By the way, you're probably thinking, Paul, this guy's just trying to make money. It's just another salesperson in Dubai. Doesn't really care about me, just wants to get his commission. And you know what, Ken? I don't blame you. There's a lot of salespeople out here who behave like that. Just me bringing it up diffuses the negativity. Just me raising up the worst possible thing, brings down how they feel. And subconsciously, you start regarding me as somebody who's not afraid to address the elephant in the room,
Okay.
who doesn't hide. And right there, I plant a seed of you dealing with a straight up guy. Right? That's how trust has to get built. I could be talking to you about something, and I watch your body language and I go, Ken, it seems like something just crossed your mind. Right? And I go quiet. I wait for you to respond. Or I just go, out of everything I'm telling you, Ken, how much do you believe is true? 10%? 50%? It can be 100%. Where are you? How much do you believe what I'm telling you right now is true? That's another way to accelerate intimacy and trust. So the way to build trust is to bring it up and ask them, what you perceive they're thinking.
So how do you know that the client trusts you?
I would ask them, just like this.
Like a direct question?
Yes,
You think that's appropriate?
absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think? The people you love the most, do you tell them the truth?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want them to know how I feel about them.
Correct. So there's value in telling them the truth. If you see them slipping and not really stepping up in their lives, right? They're lazy, they're not accomplishing things. Do you stop them and tell them?
Of course.
Okay.
Apparently, if you love someone, you'll be able to tell them how you feel.
Okay. Why would that not work with the customer?
You tell me.
No, I mean, think about it. If you do this to the people who are most dear to you, most precious to you, and you transfer that to a customer, you think they'll be mad about it, or you think they will appreciate it?
I actually feel that they will appreciate it.
They absolutely will. Initially, it will be unsettling because it's a new thing. It's like learning how to speak Vietnamese or something, a new language. Initially, your stomach would rumble like, but the moment you ask somebody up front, which is a very natural thing. There's so many shiny things in Dubai, but not everything fits your story.
But I've had stories, and I've also heard conversations that trust. It takes a lot of time to build trust. It's not something you do in a day. It's not something you do in a month. Before you get a client to trust you, it takes a couple of months, probably years, to build that solid trust that the client. Because I've seen, of course, salespeople, I call a client up and say, this is a very good option. And the client doesn't ask any question. He just goes for it. I've seen very easy closes.
Yeah.
And I ask the question, how did you get the client to do it that easily? And I get told, Ken, I've built that trust over the years. And I've also had clients, that they didn't really ask much questions. I just told them XYZ, this is why you should do this. I said, okay, Ken, where's the link? Let me pay.
That what you just described is a client who knows that that agent tells the truth, right? That agent is honest. If you just call me and say, hey, Paul, there's an opportunity here, it's 10 million, I think you should buy it. I want you to buy it. And I just book it. It means I trust that you're not lying to me, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how do you make that happen quickly? It won't happen totally. It's like a reputation. It takes 10 years to build a reputation and 10 seconds to kill it. But it all comes down to the person, the other person perceiving you as a truth teller. And a way you can do that quickly in 5 minutes is to ask the client, we've been talking for 5 minutes. What's your gut telling you about me? How much of what I'm sharing with you do you believe is true? Is it 10%? Tell me. You think I'm making this up? Or are you 50% of the way there? The client will laugh. First of all, they've never heard this before. So they'll be like, oh my goodness, who's this guy?
Okay.
Then they'll laugh, which, you're 31% smarter when you're in a good mood. So if you can get your client to laugh, they automatically become smarter. And so do you. In fact, this is a fact. It's like a physiological fact.
Okay.
I think it's Hanneman who did this. Shout out to Chris Voss and the Black Swan Group. That's one of my mentors.
Okay.
But if you say that, you take the customer aback and he will look at you and he'll be like, 20%.
You sound like a very brutal and very blunt sales guy.
I am, but I employ tact as well. Look, in sales, right, there is a road to the close.
What's that road, basically?
You start with the greeting, obviously. You meet somebody or it's a referral, you greet the person. What you say in the greeting and how you make them feel in the greeting would allow them to give you control to continue. A lot of people think they need to take control. No, they need they need to receive control. The customer has to give them control. So in the greeting, you can either do cold or warm. Like when I train teams, I'm like, on the warm calls, greet like this. On the cold calls, greet like this. You go from the greeting, then you go into the discovery, right? This is where you discover why. Like, for example, let's say you get a referral. The way I'll open up a referral is I'll say, Ken, John, give me your number to call. Or let's say you call me and you say, hey, Paul, John, give me your number and I'm interested in this property, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, man, thank you. I appreciate you calling me. Thank you for your time. Before we even get started, why do you think John gave you my number? I'll make the customers start closing me on my credibility. Instead of me going, I'll take care of it. I'll just be like, man, this is great. I'm so honored. This is like the third time John is giving my number out.
Right.
Let me ask you, John. John is your friend, right? Yeah, he's your friend. Why do you think he asked you to call me? Then once once you start talking, you're almost starting to close yourself on me. You understand?
That's psychology, though.
Yeah, it's all psychology.
Amazing. But as we go further on the show, we should look at the psychology, of selling or of sales. What's the real reason why, buyers hesitate even when you're offering them something amazing?
Yeah. It's because they look, the buyer is more afraid of making a bad decision than wasting money,
Okay.
right?
So what's the difference between a bad decision and wasting money? What's the difference? Because apparently if you made a bad decision, you actually wasted money.
Yeah. We waste money every day.
Okay.
You wasted money yesterday. Think about it.
All right.
You bought some things you did not need and wasted it. But the thing is, a bad decision stays with you. It gives you PTSD.
All right.
You know.
Now it makes sense.
Yes. It stays with you, especially if it's a big item. The last time the guy did a refurbishment of his kitchen, the contractor did some stupid stuff and he's left with a 50,000 dirham mistake. The last time I don't know, something he did at home in his country or something, people are more afraid of their decision-making process. They don't really say no to you. They doubt themselves. So what you have to do is reframe their mind with questions, no solutions. Oh, I think it kills me when I hear real estate agents say, you know why I like this development? Who cares what you like, man? It's all about what the customer likes.
But I've heard people saying, or people say that as a salesperson, when you like a product, you sell it better.
Yeah, you do sell it better when you're emotionally into it. But do you close? Can you close? These are two different disciplines. Once you finish selling and get into closing, you cannot go back to selling. The amateurs do it. The pros never ever. When you get into the close, it's the close. When you are in sales, you're in selling. If you are passionate about something, you will sell it better. But can you close it? Can you get somebody to take action? Maybe 10% of the time you can, maybe less even. What closes the most is getting the customer to buy. And how do you get people to buy stuff? You ask them questions. How long have you looked at doing this? I bet you this is not the first time you looked at Dubai, but something stopped you. What stopped you in the past? How long has it been? A year? Wow. If you bought this thing a year ago, would you regret it today? The guy goes, no. I go, why? As he's telling me, he's closing himself. And he's also realizing that he's wasting time and money. I'm like, so if I get you something that fits everything you want, this is in the first 3 minutes of the call, I'm asking these kind of questions. If I get you something that fits everything you want, it's the right price, you won't wait like you did for the last year, would you?
Now, Paul, talking about closing, when I did a little bit of research, and of course, when I reflect on my experiences so far as a salesperson, I look at the term persuasion and I look at the term manipulation. And I think that comes to mind all the time.
Yeah.
When we talk about sales and we talk about transactions, closing.
Yeah.
So what's your idea of persuasion and manipulation? And when do we draw those lines?
Yeah. Number one, look, there are three things you need in life to become successful. I'm talking Elon Musk successful. It's intelligence, integrity, and energy. You should never even think of manipulation. Remove the word persuasion and add and insert the word influence, right? Because when you persuade, the other person doesn't really have the autonomy of their decisions, right? People will will spend more time with you when you give them their autonomy. People will kill to preserve their autonomy. Persuasion means I'm trying to make you do something that you're not fully sold in it.
But that seemed like what every salesperson do
It's
actually.
because they're not good. They don't train with Coach Paul closes.
Oh, I see. So if
Influence is what you want to do.
all right,
Influence. I want to influence a decision upon you. I don't really need to persuade you. I never ever want to manipulate you. Never. In fact, in my sales discovery process, I ask the person, what don't you like about this project? I don't go, oh my God, look at the Oasis by Imar thing. It's so beautiful. I go, this is the Oasis by Imar. If there's one thing you could change, what would it be? The guy thinks and he goes, nothing really. I'm like, nothing? It's got to be one thing. So I eliminate all the bad things before I start selling or doing that. Persuasion, yes, I'm trying to persuade you right now, but it's more influence. I'm trying to influence upon you that there is another way to do this, which is simpler. It's never easy. Absolutely no manipulation. No manipulation.
Paul, there's something that really happens when you talk to clients or when you are a salesperson, which is when a client or a customer ghosts you as a salesperson. It's very painful.
Yes.
I've experienced that quite a number of times in my career as a sales guy.
Yes.
You know, and anybody
Yes.
watching this that's actually a salesperson would have experienced it.
Yes.
So what's the psychology behind a customer or client ghosting a salesperson?
They don't respect you. Right? The psychology behind them ghosting you is that you haven't given them anything of value. You just seem like every other salesperson in the marketplace. You don't stand out. In sales, even in life, it's very important to know whether you are the favorite or the fool. Very, very crucial. And
How do you know? How do you know though?
well, it's very cool. Again, Coach Paul closes, man.
All
No,
right.
I'll give you a tip. And by the way, I learned this from one of my top mentors. You know, I train with him constantly, and he also has a trainer. All the elite producers have trainers.
Okay.
So, a good way to decide whether you are the favorite or the fool is to lay out your working conditions, right? For example, I could meet you, we talk, you tell me, yes, I'm considering buying something. I go, man, I'll love to help you. It's what I do. I do this every day. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you might think this is a deal breaker for me. You might listen to me and go, I just met this guy. How dare he tells me these things, right? So let me just tell you the top 5 reasons why you might not want to work with me. Just that sentence alone, what do you think the customer is thinking? Every salesperson is like, I'll help you. I'm going, this is why you might not want to work with me.
Oh, that sounds good. But isn't that risky at times?
It's not risky. Naturally, people lean in on things that seem like they can get. Whether you're trying to go after a girl, you're trying to buy something, like most people, if they feel like, in sales, there's the thing called a takeaway. You know that move where you're like, look, this is it, but it's going to be gone by today.
Urgency?
Yeah, urgency. It's part of urgency.
Yeah.
But a good way to prevent ghosting is to tell, and to find out if you're the fool or the favorite, is to tell the customer, these are 5 reasons you might not want to work with me. Number 1, you give the reason. Number 2, you give the reason. One of the reasons could be follow up. If I text you 3 times and you don't respond, I'll assume you've given up on this. Right? So you drop the seed in there and you let them know you operate on a different standard. Now, you might text the person 3 times, he doesn't respond. He might ghost you. But now you've given yourself a different level of self-worth. Right? They don't see you as just another option. Because you've told them, this is what I do, this is how I do it. One of my rules is, when I follow up with you and I send you 3 messages, it could be a variety of text, video message, and call, and I don't hear from you, my assumption will be, you've given up on this. Is that okay? If you get the person to agree that, okay, yes, you would reduce the ghosting by 80%.
So,
They'll still happen, but
so
you'll reduce it.
if I get clients ghost me most of the times, or I get a lot of ghosting from clients, is that a reflection of my sales skill, or is that a reflection of my negotiation skill? Is that actually a reflection of my, personality as a salesperson, or is from the clients?
Yeah, it's you. It's you.
So if clients ghost me a lot, it's a reflection of me as a sales guy.
Yes, you don't have the skill level. You don't KNOW. You don't know.
What is that?
No, KNOW.
Okay.
KNOW. No.
All
You
right.
don't have knowledge. Look at the word KNOW, okay? K stands for knowledge, W stands for wisdom, right? When you don't know something, KNOW is basically an indication that you don't have the knowledge or the wisdom, which is why you end up with no. You just end up with the NO in the middle because you don't have the K and the W. And if you don't know something about getting attention, sales is all about attention.
Okay.
I get your attention, I keep your attention, and then I build on your attention. If the guy is ghosting you, it's because you don't know something about getting attention and keeping it. And getting attention in a marketplace crowded like the world is by asking honest and hard questions that will break up the pattern of the person. When like when you go to the mall, the guys that do the perfume thing.
Yeah.
Right. And typically everybody goes, they just don't even look at them. Because the guy just says, you want to smell it? If the guy did something different, he would be able to at least engage in conversations with people. So not knowing, getting ghosted is because you don't know something about how to prevent it. And it's all a skill thing. I have this very, very cool guy who says, your problem is not a money problem. Your problem is, money is just a consequence of the real problem. The real problem is you don't have the skill. And so the consequence of not having the skill is you don't have money.
So if you're talking to a beginner now in sales, what would be that psychological rule you give to the person?
Listen. That's the easiest thing to do. It's not even easy. It's difficult listening, but it's the easiest, simplest thing to do, right? Not easy, simplest. Listen. Don't listen. There are like 5 levels of listening, right? There's listening where you're just waiting to rebut what you hear and make the other person see that you're smart.
Okay.
Right? There's that listening.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're just waiting for something that is a contradiction and you go, hey,
I said
this. Right? That's number 1. The second level after that is listening so that you can hear something. You can hear something that makes you like, it's a contrast. It's not a communication. You want to fight them. It's like an extension of the first one. But this one, you're a little bit slower. You listen, but you're not listening to understand, right? The third level of listening is to understand why this thing makes sense to you. That's where empathy starts to show up.
All right.
Empathy, not sympathy, empathy. Empathy, I don't have to like you. I don't have to agree with you with empathy. I just have to understand your position. Then I demonstrate it to you. So third level is understanding. Fourth level is being able to actually articulate what you feel, right? Man, I hate it when I don't know. I hate it when clients ghost me, right? What you feel is really frustration in not knowing how to prevent that. So instead of me just working on the surface level of the ghosting question, I could be like, man, it sounds like learning how to prevent ghosting would really be something that would benefit you. Right away, you will click. I just listened on the 4th level where I'm expressing empathy. And then the 5th level is where you mix emotion and logic. That's like the most difficult level because you can't do it all day. It's exhausting because you have to really pay attention to the person. And most of us don't really like to work hard. We like shortcuts. But a beginner, I'll just say, man, listen to what they're telling you. Just listen. Before you respond to anything, give like a 2-second breath pause. That takes practice.
That sounds like a very good tactic, though.
Yeah.
And when Coach Paul says this, do something, you got to do it, right? So, as we move further on the show, let's look at something very important here, which is, what's one uncomfortable truth salespeople must confront if they must rise, if they want to rise in sales?
They have to get better at communication.
What does it mean to actually communicate? Because every day we hear communication,
Yes.
talk. What does it actually
Yes.
mean to communicate?
Back to listening. They have to they have to train. Look, nobody gets better at anything without training. Nobody. You're excellent at broadcasting and communication. Were you born like this?
I trained to be this way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then train again. Even during hardships, you invested in yourself
of course.
to get better. That's how it works. Whether you're playing soccer, cricket, basketball, whether you're a professional, whether you're flying for Emirates, Etihad, nobody gets better just because they got better. They have to work at it. So if you're a beginner, the number one thing you have to understand is buyer psychology.
Okay.
And you can just look at yourself. How do you behave in the marketplace? Are you somebody who always says, let me think about it? Are you somebody who always asks for discounts? Are you somebody who always delays action? Because if you behave like that, don't be surprised when your clients behave like that to you as well.
Okay.
So you have to understand buyer psychology. Then you have to understand listen. Listen. People will tell you how to sell them. Now you have to have very good questions.
You said something very striking. When you listen, people would tell you how to sell them.
Yeah.
So if you want to actually close a deal successfully, you have to listen to what the client is saying, and from what they say, you know better how to deal with them and get the transaction closed.
That's it.
Amazing.
Let's do a small role play. Okay, be a client. Be a typical client that's in the market with all the noise in their head, right? And then now we're talking. So Ken, what's making you even consider looking at Dubai?
Apparently, because the market is an evolving market, it's a growing market, and of course, there are very good options here. And I'm looking to come into a city that is safe, and of course, zero taxes on properties here, right? So yeah, so I'm looking to explore the city.
Wow. An evolving market?
Yeah,
What do you mean evolving market?
growing market, I would say.
It seems like you know all these different things, and yet you still did not make a move. These are things that most people discover when they start looking into this. But it seems like you already know it's evolving, it's growing, the tax benefits. Why? What's taking so long for you to commit?
Probably because I've not found the right product.
The right product?
Yeah, that suits me.
Okay. What does that look like?
See, something that is going to give me very good returns
Okay.
and value for my money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the economic side of any of this investment is the top thing for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more or less an investor.
You're an investor.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get it, it'll be to rent it out. It'll be to like how do you envision using this product when you get it?
For a long-term investment, getting this property rented out.
Yeah.
Getting good rental yields.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
Have you done this before? Have you?
Yeah.
Where? What did you invest before?
In Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one thing that happened in that investment that you don't want to see happen in this next investment?
I don't want to have my assets depreciate because I bought the wrong assets at the very wrong location.
Okay.
Or,
Okay. So the location. Do you think there are places in Dubai that depreciation will happen?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like where? Give me an example.
Hmm.
From the research you've done. I mean,
It depends, to be very fair. It depends. The places where I would not want to mention a particular location, but the places where there's actually a lot of supply, at the end of the day, there'll be some, price drop.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it's a lot of supply.
That's how the economics works.
In that location. Yeah. So
man, you sound very savvy. I got something for you right now.
So what do you have?
Okay, then I'll go into the thing, right? So what have I heard from you? ROI. You want to make money. ROI. You know that time is money. You've delayed it because you haven't found the right options.
Yeah.
So when I show you something, I'm just going to talk about it, really just those two things. This is ROI stuff. Worst case scenario, you're going to get 6%. Will you hate that?
No.
So this
Fantastic.
This is me trial closing. I'm trial closing you. Okay. When you get this, are the people around you like, is there anybody else who needs to give a thumbs up before you buy this? This is me checking for the decision maker. Are you just, there are 7 things you have to have in every sale to close. And I'm going through the thing, checking for these 7 things.
So what are those 7 things?
1 is decision maker.
Okay.
Right? And instead of me going, are you the one who decide on this? It's too rough. And everybody will say, yes, I'm the one. I'll instead say, is there anybody else that will need to give a thumbs up for you guys to say yes to this? Outside of you, is there anybody else that needs to see this to make a decision for your family? No, it's just me. No wife, no lawyer, no CPA. No, just me. So I'll check that question once or twice, because if you don't have the DM, you're not closing anything. So I'll check decision maker. I'll check money. Look, from what you've explained to me, it sounds like this property will work very well. It's 3.5 million. Oh my God, that's too much. I know. As soon as somebody tells me that the thing costs too much, I take them up. As soon as you tell me 3.5 is too much, I go, I know.
Why? Why though? I'm telling you that I don't have that amount of money and you're raising the bar high. Why?
Yeah. Tell me. What do you think? You tell me 3.5 is too much. I go, you're right. Let me show you this other one. It's 5 million. What happens to the 3.5 in your head?
It looks like that's what I can afford.
It looks like a deal.
Yeah.
You complain about 3.5 like that's a beautiful watch. You tell me you want to buy that watch and you complain that it's 30,000.
Yeah.
I'll show you one for 60.
So what's the idea behind it though?
It's for you to see that you're getting a discount.
So when people see that
there's value here.
When people feel like they're having a discount or feel like they're having value, they buy.
Absolutely. Whenever value goes higher than price, they buy. When you say the price is too much and I start showing you 2.1, now it's a race to the bottom. Now I'm going worse and worse and worse. By the way, even if it's free, I still have to demonstrate value. Right? Value is the king. Even if I give you the thing at Palm Jumeirah for 1 million, I still have to convince you it's worth it.
Coach Paul, I have a scenario to paint here, and I've heard salespeople say it a lot. I've actually experienced it myself. You have a client tell you, my budget is, let's say, 5 million.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, during the search and meetings, you found out that this guy could actually buy something for 10 million.
Of course. It happens all the time.
So the question is, how do I understand what this guy can actually buy?
Yeah. That's a very good question. Very good question. I'm gonna drop a jewel here. Number 1, don't ever ask the budget question.
Really?
Ever. Because you just said it right now. The guy says it's 1. You come to discover he can afford 10. When you go shopping, Ken, and the person says, how much can you pay for this? What do you give them?
I say less.
Of course.
I say less, actually.
Exactly. So if you do that, then it's easy to conclude everybody else does.
Okay. So that's like a human thing, the human behavior.
Everybody thinks they'll make a better deal if they tell you they have less money. So when you ask budget, I'm going to go low all the time.
But salespeople would say your budget will determine what I show you or the options that I bring on the table.
Yeah, but it's wrong. What are the options that are going to be brought on the table are going to be determined by what you like, what you want. People buy things for 2 reasons. Number 1, they want to solve a problem. Or number 2, they love the thing, right? You didn't have to buy that nice watch. You have the phone, you have the time on your phone. What you need to watch for, especially that one. So people buy stuff because they love it.
All right.
Or they want to solve a problem. Said differently, people buy things because they want it or they need it.
Right.
We have few needs. Clothes, water, food, that's it. Everything else is something we want. So just find out what the person wants. An easy way to find out about wants is to take them to the end. Look, if you buy this property that is giving you the ROI you want, that is getting you all these different things that you want, what would you have accomplished? And the person would pour out their truth. Man, then I'll be able to stabilize my income, my retirement will look better. Okay, so now you're selling him retirement piece, not a house.
Okay.
Right? So you move away from that and then show him how to make his retirement even richer. By the way, another cool thing in sales is never ever show one option. Always give people alternatives.
I'll react to this. Talking about alternatives, I've also had the school of thought that says when you show clients a lot of things, they get confused and they get drowned.
Yes.
So what's the difference? Because people are saying, you're saying never show a client one option, show the client a lot of option.
Yeah.
Some persons are saying when you show the client a lot of option, the client get confused.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that delays or slows decision making.
Yeah. There's the reason why people do really well in life is because they have structures. That's what you're going to get when you work with someone like me. I'll give you a structure which will give you certainty. People hesitate because they don't know what's coming next. This is how you give alternatives. You show them the one that you want them to buy from your expertise. This is my conclusion of the best option for you. That's in the middle. Then you show them something higher and something lower. So your recommendation is in the middle. Then 3.5 million. This is the one. Then you go, would you consider the package above this one? It's only an additional 1 million, but it's going to give you this and this and this and this. Would you consider that? The guy goes, tell me more. Bingo. His budget can go up.
Okay.
The guy goes, no, I cannot look at that. It's too expensive. Bingo. We might be on the right product. Then later in the conversation, you ask, look, would you consider saving some money? Then you show him the shit product. Intentionally. Just to check. Because look, the guy is going to shop. You want to make him shop with you. Right? And you can make him shop with your inventory versus blowing prices. Never deal with price drop. Make him shop with your inventory. Take him up, gauge his reaction, then take him down. And it should always be, would you consider this or would you consider this? The lower one, just say it's going to save you 500,000 or 1 million. But it's not going to have this. So when you go up, you go, it's going to have this. When you go down, you go, it's not going to have this. If he goes, no, you're on the right product.
Thank you so much. These are nice nuggets, I would say. But I want to actually talk about something, which is rejection.
Mm-hmm.
The no's we get in sales.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody watching this right now actually should have experienced that, right? So how do we deal with rejection, the no's in sales?
Yeah.
How do we handle that as salespeople?
Rejection is never going away. Rejection is like gravity, right? It's here forever. If you cannot deal with rejection, living on planet Earth will be tough because that's planet Earth. Now, let me ask you this. If you have 10 customers you're talking to, you've scheduled meetings with them, and 3 cancel the meetings or ghost you, how much rejection do you feel? Is it big, small, or small, medium, or big?
I would say small, because from 10, 3, fair amount of people, yeah.
You're not. If you have 3 in your pipeline and 2 ghost you, how much rejection do you feel?
You'll be absolutely disappointed.
You're crushed. You're crestfallen.
You'll be traumatized.
Yes. The medicine for rejection, have a full pipeline. And then you're not going to feel rejection like that. You'll still be disappointed, but you'll be like, I don't care. I got 10 more I'm working on.
So the deal is increasing your prospects.
That's it. Have more people in the mix. People feel rejection. Rejection is an indication that you don't have enough. You're praying, hoping that 1 or 2 work out. And that's because you're lazy or you're not committed. It's just the way it is. There's no 2 ways around it.
But salespeople, they get demotivated when they get a lot of no's. So part of what we do here on the show is when we give insights, we just try to inspire and motivate people. So to that young person or to that salesperson, whether young or old, watching this, and is at that crossroad of a lot of no's, demotivated, what would you say?
Yeah. So for the next 3 months, 90 days. Like, find a way to get money to hold you over for 3 to 6 months. And then for the next 3 months, spend 5 hours every day cold calling, looking for business. If it means going outside your building and talking to 10 people every day, do it. That will be 50 people a week. That's 200 a month. You will get business. The guy who's demotivated is just because he's not committed. That's it. Nothing is going to be handed to you, especially like in Dubai, they'll help you because everybody wants to do well, but nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. How do you do it? You increase your activity. That's it. I could be stupid and not have any sense of nothing. If I take more action than you, I'll crush you every day. You could be the best, smartest person and you know everything about real estate or whatever industry you're in. If I take 3, 4, 5 times more action, I will bury you in the marketplace. So for the guy who's new, demotivated, first of all, ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Because this is not easy. This real estate job is not easy. You know,
Or sales,
period. It's not easy. Whether I have clients who do business setup, I have clients who do tourism, I have clients who do business stuff. I have a client right now who sells immersive technology, like AI stuff. And she's like, I need to build my team. I'm like, I help her interview prospects. You have to get somebody who is committed, who feels like their contribution is worthy. It's not just a paycheck. Okay. Salary helps you pay bills, but it doesn't make you blow up to your true potential. First, identify, is this what I want to do? Then after that, take action. 4, 5 hours a day. Look for new business every day.
Amazing. But I want to say something, and this is, from your experience. When I checked you out, Coach Paul, you've spent over 3 decades in sales, right? Coaching and doing business and all of that. What is that thing that has stayed in sales that has not changed? And what do you think are those things that have actually changed?
That's a beautiful question. I think just with any human interaction is trust, right? Sales is where you're asking somebody to part with their money, typically. Okay. And that's always like a tragedy. Right? when you give up your money, it's like a death, right? But people only do that when they believe what they're getting is worth more than the money.
Okay.
Right? If I sell you a book, right, and it's 30 dirhams, you paid that 30 dirhams because you believe the book is worth more than 30 dirhams. And all that is trust. So I think what has stayed the same is the absolute insistence on building trust. I told you how to do it shortcut. Okay. You still have to do it long term. Right. But you can very quickly differentiate yourself by asking honest questions to build trust immediately. That remains the same. I think what has changed is that in the past, the salesperson was the authority. They had all the information, right? If I wanted to do a podcast, there were no podcasts. I'm a last century guy. Okay. So even though I look like I'm 35, but no.
But I look good though.
Thank you. The thing is, in the past, the salesperson was the authority. They had all the information. Right? Imagine Dubai before the internet. You just tell the guy, look, I work with the developer. This is what's happening. There's no way to check it. Now you have an abundance of information. You can go anywhere and get all the information. And so it still circles back to trust. Okay. Why is online big? Online is big because people don't even want to deal with salespeople. People just want to order because they don't want to feel the hassle. But everybody appreciates a service-oriented, great attitude salesperson. And so if you do that, doesn't matter if AI blows up, whatever happens, people are still going to love that one-on-one trust person that they can rely on.
Amazing. So let's look further on your experience, because I really want to stick more on your experience so people watching this could get a lot from your wealth of experience. Yeah. So, I also realized that, from your experience and from your work, you helped companies earning from $1 million to $350 million. Yeah. So what separates the teams that actually grow from the ones that collapses?
Good question. Good question. Honestly, man, the difference is in preparation, right? The difference is in preparation. If you don't prepare, you get rusty, right? That's how life works. The team, I was coaching this team out of Canada. I won't say their name. The big appliance team. They competed with Whirlpool and GE,
Mhm.
and every week the CEO would jump on the call. We did everything on Zoom at the time. We would
Mm.
train on Zoom, and they were not even dealing with sales people like buyers one on one. They'll put their stuff in Costco's. You know Costco's.
Yeah.
They'll put their stuff in Costco's, and it was about how to get the attention of the district manager in Costco to tell them that, bro, if you put my stuff in the middle of the floor, it's worth your while.
All right.
So it was a different level of selling. It wasn't just a transactional thing. It was more this multiplier effect, and it basically came down to preparation. How ready are you for the inevitable? Because the things that you think will not happen will happen. The customer will behave in a way that you did not expect. And if you're not prepared, you'll be stuck like empty without a comeback. And once the customer senses hesitation, trust goes down. So you have to prepare, you have to train, you have to if yesterday all you heard was I want to think about it, you have to start this morning today with practicing for 10 minutes how to handle I want to think about it. If you heard yesterday, let me talk to my wife. When you start this morning, before work starts, you have to take 10 minutes and prepare. How do you respond to somebody who says, let me talk to my wife?
Coach Paul, at some point, I don't know how I skipped this, but thank you for bringing it up, actually. Because we get this all the time.
Yeah.
In transactions and dealing with clients. I'll think about it, and the client never comes back.
Yeah.
My wife has to say yes.
Yeah.
Let me talk to my wife, and the client never comes back.
Yeah.
So, how do we tackle this? How do we navigate this?
Yeah. The best way is to prevent it before it comes up. That's a whole different conversation, right? But it's as easy as saying, look, Ken, there's only 3 reasons you wouldn't do this, right? And that's because number 1, you don't believe it's going to work. Number 2, you don't have the money.
Mhm.
Or number 3, it's not up to you. You're not the decision maker. If you're not the decision maker, I can't fix number 1 and 2. Are you the decision maker? Yeah. Okay, good. I just flush that off. Then I go, if you get this, without even telling you how it's going to work, but if you get a place or a property, or if you get somebody to bring their business to Dubai, or if you get this, like, would you use it? Will it be worth it? The guy goes, yeah. If you bought this place and it earned 10% over the next 5 years, but it cost you 5 million to do it, will it be worth it? Now I'm checking for things. I'm going to another level of sales right now, but the idea, right, is to
Okay.
prevent the objection before it comes up. If you don't do it before it comes up, all you have to do is think like this. If somebody says, I want to think about it, what's going on in their mind? You tell me. When you say, I want to think about it, what are you wrestling with? What are you grappling with?
I'm looking at the price factor.
Okay.
I'm looking at probably other options.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm trying to make peace with the fact that, okay, I'm going to go with this.
Okay.
I look at my numbers, and if everything ticks the boxes without the pressure of the sales guy. So
Okay.
that's why I would say, give me some time.
Okay.
All right. So when I deal with clients as well, I feel like that's what they're doing. So I try to also look at them. But most of the time, it's not just with me. With other salespeople, they will say, okay, let me hear from my wife. They never come back, or they come back and the wife says no.
Okay.
And most of the times, it happens a lot. So that's why I really wanted us to know, how do we get clients, or how do we navigate the whole, I'll think about it and get back to you later, or let me hear from my wife.
I spoke about empathy before, right? Empathy is where I demonstrate that I understand what you're dealing with.
All right.
If somebody says they want to think about it, just like you said, first of all, you give me another objection right away. I said, if somebody says they want to think about it, if you do it, what's going on in your head? You said, I'm thinking about price. That's a whole other objection.
Mm-hmm.
Objections land in 4 categories: price, time, stall, or money. That's it. Objections don't come outside of these 4 categories. It's either product, number
Okay.
one, PTSM. Think of PTSD. In
Okay.
fact, you can do dirham for the D.
Okay.
PTS dirham
Okay.
is product, time, stall. Let me talk to my wife. Is a stall. I want to think about it. Is a stall. It's not an objection. It's a complaint. You know, if I say the weather is hot, it doesn't mean you should fix the weather. I'm just complaining. A lot of
All
times you
right.
don't even have to address the thing. Just be like, I know the weather is hot. Do you want to pay for this thing?
Ah.
And
Nice.
don't even address it.
Sounds nice.
Because
Yeah.
now you're creating something that's not even there.
Okay.
Right? So if the person says something like, I want to think about it, right? You could be like, absolutely. I think everybody should think about their decision before they make it. So I agree with them. And we're now on the same side of the table. Then I could bring it down to the 3 P's: product, price, or person. When you're thinking about this, Ken, you're going to be thinking about the price or about the property, the product. Now I take you away from the objection and I make you think about what you're saying. Or I could say, man, it seems like this is creating some confusion in your head, right? You're not sure which one it is, so you have to think about it. It seems like that's what's happening here. I go quiet. And in sales, those who can hold silence win. I could literally look at you like this for 2 minutes. Nobody's talking. I'm just smiling.
Okay.
And you'll be forced to break the silence.
Coach Paul, it's been an amazing time with you, but I cannot let you go because we have to run. But I can't let you go without this question. What are actually the general myth in sales?
The general myth.
In
Are you
sales?
speaking from a salesperson's perspective or from the client?
From the salesperson's point of view?
Yeah, the general myth is sales is a numbers game. That's the general myth. It is a numbers game.
It isn't?
It is, but not particularly, because if you get 100, let's say you close one deal in every 10 attempts. If you got 100% better, you close 2 deals, right? If you got 100% better after that, you close 2 more deals. So you go from 1 out of 10 to 4. By the way, if you just get 5% better, like training, skills, knowledge, you would close something like 50% of the product.
Okay.
If you get 20% better in buyer psychology, understanding, empathy, the
Okay.
thing is people don't practice. And so the general myth is that it's a numbers game. It's not. It's a skills game.
Coach Paul, I think we need a part 2 of this.
No.
I really enjoy.
Me too.
I
can't believe the time is gone.
I can't.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need more.
Yeah.
And people watching this, they need more because, like you said, sales is life, right? It's leaving.
It's all life.
You know. So, for people watching this, companies watching this, how can they reach you to get those amazing skills and amazing nuggets from Coach Paul, please?
Yeah.
How can they reach you?
It's just Coach Paul Closes on Instagram.
All right.
Coach Paul Closes.
Amazing. We're actually going to display that on the screen.
Yeah, on Instagram. Facebook is Paul Ngalame, my last name.
Okay.
But just Instagram is best. Just hit me up on Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming to the
It was
show.
such an honor to be here,
Paul.
man. I've watched you. I see what you're doing. You are super consistent. So
Thank you.
thank you for thinking enough of me to call me here.
You're welcome.